What is up, champs? We are back in Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. And today is gonna be a real exciting episode. So basically, what happened in the last episode, remember if you missed any parts, check out the playlist link in the description, is we walked into Mega Chad's office. We asked him a bunch of questions. Mega Chad got fed up, and then he activated his trap card. And now we went from the defendant to the main suspect of the murder case. This is about to get intense. Well, I guess that's it. Yeah. One way or another, this case gets decided today. Ah, Phoenix, look! Ooh, it's the prosecutor, Edgeworth. I received a call from the chief prosecutor's office yesterday. I was told whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you may try to attack this testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. What does White have the judge in his pocket too? So you're saying I'm going to be guilty in the story? I would do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. Why? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I'll make that my policy. Edgeworth, you've changed. Yeah, see, that's a good, if you're a prosecutor, you're gonna do everything in your power to get the guilty verdict. Because, if they're truly innocent, then hopefully the evidence of the case will prove it. But if it doesn't, it doesn't, you just gotta do your job. So, he used to do it at any cost, so, he has changed. He's better now. Because, he used to just, make them guilty just because they're, use whatever means, tricks up his sleeve. By now, he's just trying to get the guilty verdict because that's his job. That didn't make sense, but, nothing makes sense, okay? Phoenix, you know him? Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix, right? For Phoenix? Well... God damn it. God damn it. I'm a professional, god damn it. Don't worry about it. Well, the court will be starting soon. What? But wait! Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. They're not... I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honor. I will be defending myself. Understood. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. As the details of the event are quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of a witness to the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call its witness. That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Mr. Weather why his new witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anyone's going to raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. Let's go. Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Miss Maya Fey? I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at that time, I thought that Mrs. May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. Great. He gets to show off and I get nowhere. I would like to call Mr. Reed White to the stand. Damn it. It's Mega Chad. How did he get brass knuckles into a courtroom? Like, please state your full name. You wish to know the title of my personage. You got 2 brass knuckles in there. Are those just all rings? Or your name? Oh, those are rings, I think. Not brass knuckles. But they're basically brass knuckles. It's okay, whatever. Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my locutions confuse? Name. These two are great together. My name is Reed White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. I am the CEO, or to use a moment common term, the president of Blue Corp. Well, Blanco Nino means white kid, which is interesting that your friends would call you white kid, unless, you know, they're bullying you, so, you know, I'm just gonna let it go. Did you know the victim is Mia Fey? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder. Correct. And you witnessed the murder from there. Ahem. Tell me why you already know. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your testimony. If I can't rip this guy's testimony part, I'm done for. Why do I always feel like this is the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? Oh. That face is detestable. Like, absolutely detestable. Jesus Christ. And, like, his teeth are, like, fake sparkling, but they're, like, kind of, like, brown on the sides. I'm just not about this guy. I mean, that's a point that you're not supposed to like, but, like, I really don't like him. Okay? Whatever. I hope you will have made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. Alright. Let's see how this one goes. Let's see, it was about 9, I believe. I was quite reading to you some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw them, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over. If things occurred as you testify, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. It's about 9, that's pretty right. He said he was reading by the window. A bedlam? What's a bedlam? By the window, you mean the one directly across from the Fay and Co. law offices. God, I am jumbling everything up today. But, you know, too bad. Okay, I'm working on it. I'm trying. Correct. That is the only window you see. And there you were, reading papers? Correct. The Gatewater is a businessman's hotel, and I'm a busy man who had business to do. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. A spiky-haired man. Well, let me press him on this. Spiky-haired. Really? What was Miss May doing at that time? She had just finished watching a soap opera on the TV and was weeping openly. Did you know that she had been tapping the Fay office phone? Irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the case at hand. I care not. I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she tapped the phone of this Fay woman. You'd make a good politician, Mr. White. Oh, I know. After all, I am El Presidente. Please continue. She ran away, but you gave chase. That's about, you know, correct, supposedly. Finally, there was a terrible impaction and it was all over. Well, can I present the new, no, it's not here. Can I present this? Let me press some of this. Let me try to. Can you be a little more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened. Of course, comprende. I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. The left. Well, I see from this notion that it was not to the left. Actually, okay. Is this from the view? I guess this is from the view of the window. Yes, this is from the view of the window. Okay, I get it now. So yeah, the left is correct. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. You gave chase and struck her down. Let me go check something real quick. Okay, we're good. I'm saying. Are you sure? As you know, I am always abso-positively perfect. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this new detail. Okay. Well, let's go for the objection here. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Whoops, that didn't go so well. Okay. So... Okay, what evidence do we get? A blow by a blunt object. Broken of a glass stand. Thinker. Maya tap. Stir receipt. Oh! Well, here you go, dummy. I'm a genius, okay? Just don't talk to me about it. Okay. Wait right there! Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated that the victim ran to the right. Oh, it is simple. You may have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here, and the victim here. The victim ran to the left, as you claim she did. She would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Very strange. I did see her run to the left. I did. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. True. Maybe he really did see the victim run left. So he did witness the killing. Wait a second. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Miss May says right, and Mr. Wright says left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court? Both are right. Because Mr. White left because he was the killer. So, like, you know, right is like right, but if you're facing the opposite direction, that is left. It makes sense. Trust me on this one, guys. Both witnesses are telling the truth, for once. Ha! I doubt it. Or rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There is one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean? It's not viewing the crime from the hotel. If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay & Co., of course. More specifically, he was standing there. Time to show the court where Mr. White was standing. This is where he was. Look, when the victim ran for the door, he was watching from this point to make it would appear that she ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes and ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. Order! I will have order! Anyone disturbing the order in this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Rapscallion. The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. Oh. You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. What now? He's laughing. The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well, let's hear your revised testimony. Good luck, you can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. She ran to the left. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her savagely. This is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? That does seem to make sense. You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor. Well, you see, you're not very smart, Mr. White. Cause next, with the last of the shank, you chased her and delivered the final blow. But how can there be more than one blow? Well, this actually... Well, okay. So this says she died from a blow, but it didn't specify the number of blows. But this one says she dodged an attack and ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. She ran to the right. Well, then you hit her savagely. Well, do I throw this one in again? What was this? Let me look at this. Killer left, right, broken shards. Okay. Makes sense. So you're saying she ran to the left. So she ran towards the door, and then I hit her. This one says she dodged an attack. So, I'm gonna use this and see if it works. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Okay. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think about it for your accusations, Mr. Wright. Whoops, that didn't go well. Okay. So let's press him on. Let's press him on this. What do you mean by that? That is what I am about to explain. You Americans are always so impatient. It does not become you. Hey, buddy, you're an American too. She first ran to the left. What do you mean, first? First? That is what happens next. You do speak English, right? Please sit back, relax. I will try to use simple words for your benefit. First, she ran to the left, and then... You hit her savagely, that is what I saw. Next, with the left of the string, she ran to the right. What do you mean, next? Next is what comes after first. I know that. That is what you all need to know, Mr. Lawyer. As I said, she turned and made a desperate dash to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Hit her twice. Well, all I really got is this, so let's use it. Oh, it was right. Yeah, okay, whatever. Mr. White. The victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were absolutely perfect? I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite. The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honor. Yeah, we want justice. Don't let him get away. Very well. The witness would care to revise his testimony. The crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this one now, White. Mr. White. Oh, okay. The two accounts. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard the thing fall. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you attacked her, but she dodged. And, then, she turned and ran for the door. And you did her in with a single blow, the whap. The whap, indeed. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, it is hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. Ooh, the deal with it. Damn. So I looked at the other window when I heard the... What thing fell? You heard the thing fall. What exactly was that thing? The glass light stand. Right, the one that had fallen over at the scene. Phoenix, doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Yeah, very odd. Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White. Well, what? You're saying you saw the glass light stand? Yes. Then change your testimony to reflect that. So sorry, my bad. The witness will revise his testimony. Okay, of course. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked. Well, the broken remains of a glass light stand broken beyond all recognition. So how could you recognize it was a light stand if it was just glass shards? Mr. White, it was impossible for you to have seen the light stand. Well, what? The stand broke into pieces when it fell. Oof! Just by seeing the broken pieces, you would have had no idea it was a light stand. So tell me exactly when it was that you saw the stand. Answer the question. Isn't it obvious? I saw the stand before it fell over. So you saw the stand before the victim was attacked then? Correct, that would be no problemo, right? Big problemo. There's a big problem here. What problem is it? Mr. White, let's make sure I have this straight. You saw the glass light stand through the window from the hotel before the incident occurred? Correct, that is so. It's conclusive, definite, undeniable, and impeachable. No, it's impossible. You couldn't have seen the stand. Well, why couldn't he have... You have proof? I sure do, Your Honor. A person in the hotel could not have seen the stand before it fell over. Because, if you see it clearly, the stand's in the left corner, and the window, point of view, is not in the left corner. So, this is why. Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes. Correct, Your Honor. Now look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you'd be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say to that? Ridiculosity. Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized those broken shards of glass as a light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have seen that from is inside the Fayette Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Gah! Mr. White just went super sane. Mr. White. Mr. White. You did it, didn't you? Your Honor. I, Miss Mia. Looks like we're about to get our booted. That's far enough, Phoenix, right? Well, what? I forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White. I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now, What? I said you should confess your crime. Ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap. The wiretap? Order. Mr. Edwards, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way that he is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He offered his secrecy, Miss April May, to tap the law offices. His secrecy. His secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay. What does that have to do? Your Honor, the question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office and by who? No, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Miss Fay's office. Am I correct? Correct! You are most correct, Miles! Give me a break. Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay and Co. law offices. This is when I saw that accursed light stand. Now, I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand, at the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White has been to the office well before the murder took place, when he went to place the wiretap. He could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's test theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture it is. Mr. White, you would testify to the court about this wiretapping. Just gotta stay hydrated, because it looked like this was ending anytime soon, you know? Leave it to me. I feel faint. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Fay and Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw this glass light stand. So you saw the stand before the night of the incident, and this is how you were able to identify what has fallen over by the sound. Correct! That is right! I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine. Gah, what am I supposed to do now? Good luck, Phoenix. Okay. It was beginning of September. When the hell did the murder take place? We don't know. A department store receipt with letters written in blood. So we got absolutely nothing. Oh, god damn it. September 5th. So, well, this happened on September 5th. So that might be the contradiction we were asking about. Do you have proof? Miss April May knew the details of Miss Faye's phone conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder. Huh? Right. Had entered the Faye and Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. Why did you tap Miss Mia's phone? This has no bearing on the current case, Your Honor. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality. I saw this glass light stand. Was it really you that went into that office? Or was it Miss May? Unidentified fingerprints several days over were found in the Fay and Co. law offices. Those are obviously Mr. White's. And if I know Edgeworth, he's already run a check on those prints. No, Mr. White, tell us why you went to the Fay and Co. law offices. Of course I had done so to place the wiretap. Well... the week before the murder, beginning of September. Well, it wasn't necessarily a week before, technically. All I really got is this phone conversation that happened on September 5th, which was the night of the murder. It's not working, that's lame. I had to take it to the clockwork out, sorry. So, it was taken out at about 9:27 a.m. Yeah, damn it, there's nothing for me to press me on. Oh well, maybe he's rattled enough like that I can bluff something out of him. Yep, we already went to this. Well... let me use... the receipt. I'm gonna use the phone. Your Honor, that statement contradicts it. Okay, I got it wrong. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Oh, really? Objection overruled. Try to think about it before your accusation's right. Whoops, that didn't go so well. So he says it's the beginning of September. Do you have proof? Mr. Bromay knew the details of Miss Faye's conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder. Yes, it does. Okay. Was Miss May? So there's fingerprints. So I can't say that it was Miss May. Of course I had done so to place the wiretap. Why did you tap Miss Mia-san? This has no bearing on your current case. It's a detective agency. So, it looks like there's absolutely nothing to bluff him on. I saw this glass light stand. Or would you have seen the glass light stand? Yeah. Well, I don't really know. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm kinda stumped on this one. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, something waiting to hold on for me. What is it this time? It's a clock. Think you're in and tells you the time. The clock isn't talking right now, huh? It's not working. That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry, I had to put some papers inside instead. Papers? Is that the evidence then? I'll leave that one up to your imagination. See you tonight at 9. So it happened around 9. He said he went in before. What would I use to say that he didn't go in before? This clock? This wiretap? This receipt? I really don't have anything. So I really just don't know. Let me look deeper into this. Miss April May knew the details of Miss Faye's phone conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder. Huh, right. So it was placed before the murder. And was it really you in the office, or was it Miss May? Unidentified fingerprints, so they don't say, were found in the misfit, and they were obviously Mr. White's. And I know Edgeworth, he's already run a check on those prints. No, Mr. White, tell us why you went to the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw this glass light stand. Well, let's look at this one last time. Would there be something that would block him from seeing the glass light stand? No. You know, this is really just a rough one. Like, I am legit just absolutely stumped. Like, I don't know. I'm like seriously just confused. Like, absolutely confused. Like, what? Do I just put down the wiretap and be like, hey, look, it's a wiretap? Oh my god. No. Oh, that was wrong. Must be on the wrong track. I really do must be on the wrong track. Oh my god, dude. Did I just present the wiretap and be like, it's a wiretap? That's when I saw this glass light stand. Oh my god. I'm just gonna... Well, boys, sometimes you just gotta send it. And, that's that. And I think we died. The accused was surrendered to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. And that was that. Well, we fucked up. You know, I'm gonna have to really give that one a think through. And if you liked the video, make sure you hit subscribe.